How much do you really trust yourself, my dear? Truly, how much? When life feels uncertain, when things don't go according to plan, when the outcome seems far away, do you still trust the wisdom within you? Or do you begin to doubt, to overthink, to grasp for control? Today, I want us to explore what happens when you stop chasing, stop forcing, and start trusting, deeply, quietly, wholeheartedly. You see, trust is not something you earn, it is something you return to. It's the natural state of your soul. You were born trusting. As a baby, you didn't question whether you'd be fed, held, or loved. You simply allowed life to care for you. That same intelligence that guided you then is guiding you now. The only thing that changed was your mind's interference. All the stories of fear, failure, and what if. When you truly trust yourself, you move from survival mode to creation mode. You stop living like the world is against you and start living as though life is on your side, because it is. The energy that created stars, oceans, and entire galaxies also lives within you. When I trust myself, life supports me in every way. This is not just a phrase, it is a spiritual law. The problem is, most people try to control everything. We try to predict the outcome, manipulate the timing, push when it's time to pause, and rush when it's time to rest. But life, my love, is not a straight line. It is a rhythm. It breathes, expands, and contracts. When you resist that rhythm, you suffer. When you relax into it, you align. The universe doesn't speak English or Vietnamese or any human language. The universe speaks energy. It listens not to what you say, but to what you vibrate. Every thought you think, every emotion you hold, every belief you carry, all of it is broadcasting a signal into the field of life. So the question is not, what do I want? The real question is, what energy am I sending out? Because that energy is your order form to the universe. You cannot speak peace while vibrating fear. You cannot say, I trust, while your heart is still holding on to worry. When you fear, your energy closes. It tightens. It sends out a signal of lack and separation. Life reads that and mirrors it back, not as punishment, but as reflection. But when you trust, when you breathe and soften, your energy opens, and that open energy becomes a magnet. Trust doesn't chase, it attracts. Imagine this, your mind is like a radio transmitter. It sends out frequencies based on what you believe. When you think thoughts of love, gratitude, and peace, you're tuned to the station of miracles. When you dwell in fear, control, or doubt, you tune into static. The signal of your dreams never left. You just need to adjust your dial. Every thought counts, even the small ones, especially the small ones. The universe responds to your dominant vibration, not your occasional wish, but your consistent frequency. That's why I often say, you don't get what you want, you get what you believe. So if you believe that life is difficult, life will keep proving that belief true. If you believe that things always work out for you, life will rise to meet that belief. That's how energy works. It's like an echo returning your own voice. Let me tell you something beautiful. When you choose peace over panic, the universe takes that as a signal that you're ready to receive. When you stop trying to make everything happen, everything begins to happen. When you stop shouting at life, you begin to hear its whisper. You see, stillness is not empty. It is full of wisdom. In silence, everything rearranges itself. Your body heals, your mind clears, your path unfolds. It's in those quiet moments that the divine speaks most clearly. That's why I love to remind my students, all is well. Everything is unfolding in divine order. Trust and stillness go hand in hand. You cannot trust if you never slow down enough to feel the guidance within you. The more silent you become, the more you can sense the subtle pull of intuition, that small voice that says, wait, or go, or this is not for you. And yes, sometimes silence feels uncomfortable, because in silence you meet yourself, your fears, your doubts, your truth. But stay with it. Beneath all that noise, there's peace. Beneath all that fear, there's knowing. The more you sit in stillness, the more your own wisdom begins to speak up again. Let's do a little practice together right now. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath in and say quietly, I trust the energy of life. I am guided by peace, not fear. Feel those words in your body. Don't just think them, feel them. Notice how your shoulders soften, how your breath deepens, how your heartbeat steadies. That's what trust feels like. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's calm, it's certain, it's peaceful. This is the vibration that calls miracles. Not frantic energy, not begging or pleading with the universe, just calm, steady faith. Because the universe doesn't respond to your desperation, it responds to your confidence. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, before touching your phone or checking your messages, pause for 1 minute. Put your hand on your chest and repeat, I trust life. I trust myself. I trust the process. Then imagine your heart glowing with golden light, spreading that trust throughout your entire body. From your head, down your spine, into your arms, your legs, your feet. Let it flow through you like warm sunlight. That is alignment. When you walk through your day with this energy, you begin to notice how life rearranges itself around your peace. People become kinder. Timing feels smoother. What you need appears right on time. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. Remember, when you trust, you vibrate openness. When you vibrate openness, you become magnetic. When you are magnetic, everything you once chased begins to move toward you. So ask yourself again, how much do you trust yourself? How much do you trust that the same intelligence that makes flowers bloom and planets spin also knows exactly how to guide your life? You are not separate from that intelligence. You are it. Life flows through you, not to you. Say this one more time, slowly. I trust the energy of life. I am guided by peace, not fear. Let that sentence be your anchor. Whenever your mind wants to panic or control, come back to this. The more you trust, the lighter you become. The lighter you become, the more you flow. And the more you flow, the more everything falls perfectly into place. You don't have to know how. You only have to know that you are being guided. All is well. Everything. Every delay, every detour, every silence is unfolding in divine order. So take a breath, smile softly, and whisper to yourself, I trust myself completely, and life supports me in every way. Because when you do, it's not the world that changes, it's the way you move through it. And now let's go a little deeper. We've spoken about trust, and now we move into what I call quiet confidence. Because once you begin to trust life, you naturally begin to trust yourself. You no longer feel the need to explain, defend, or prove who you are. You simply live in your truth. Confidence is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Have you noticed that? The ones who truly know themselves don't need to shout it from the rooftops. They don't need to convince anyone. They move through life with a calm certainty, a knowing that who they are is enough. You see, real confidence isn't loud or flashy. It's steady, it's peaceful. It's the kind that walks into a room and says nothing, yet everything changes because of the energy it carries. True confidence doesn't seek approval, it radiates authenticity. It's the energy that says, I know who I am, I know what I bring, and I trust the timing of my life. I often remind people that silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. In silence, you gather power. In silence, you connect with divine guidance. When the world gets noisy, the most powerful thing you can do is be still, because the quiet mind hears the whispers of intuition, and that intuition is the voice of God within you. Let's be honest, many of us were taught to talk, to explain, to justify. We were taught that being quiet means being invisible, but in spiritual truth, silence is presence. Silence is not the absence of action. It's the space that gives birth to meaningful action. You don't have to announce every move you make. You don't have to tell the world what you're building. Let your results, your peace, your joy, your energy speak for you. Because when you move in silence, you stop scattering your energy. You preserve it. Every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't understand you, you leak power. Every time you try to convince someone of your worth, you forget that you were already worthy before they ever had an opinion. The world will tell you to prove yourself. The spirit will whisper, just be yourself. And when you follow that whisper, life starts aligning for you in ways you could never have planned. There's an energy I like to call the energy of knowing. It's the quiet certainty that you are on your path, even if you don't see the full picture yet. It's the soft voice that says, I don't need to rush because I know it's coming. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. When you know, you don't chase. When you know, you don't over-explain. When you know, you simply take one faithful step at a time, trusting that the next step will appear when it's needed. You see, people who are insecure speak from fear. They're trying to fill the silence with noise because they're afraid of not being seen. But people who are confident, people who are connected, they understand that silence doesn't hide you, it reveals you. The quieter you become, the more others can feel your energy. Because energy doesn't need volume, it needs clarity. Let me tell you something that changed my life. When you are aligned, you don't have to announce it. Life will show it. When you're confident, you don't need to say, I am strong. People will feel it. When you're healed, you don't have to say, I'm over it. Your peace will speak louder than your words ever could. And I want you to think about this for a moment. What if your silence is not emptiness, but evidence of faith? What if your restraint is your power? What if holding your peace is the very thing that magnetizes your miracles? Because when you act from quiet confidence, the universe begins to echo that energy back to you. You become a match for calm opportunities, gentle blessings, perfect timing. There's no resistance in you, so life flows effortlessly through you. When you feel the urge to react, pause. When you feel the urge to prove, breathe. When someone misunderstands you, smile inwardly and know that understanding will come at the right time. You don't need to fight to be seen. You only need to stand in your truth. Let's practice that right now. Place your hand over your heart and say softly, I am guided. I don't need to prove anything. I simply allow. Feel the calm that those words bring. Feel how your body relaxes, how your breath deepens. That is the vibration of inner security. When you act from that place, your actions carry power. You stop doing things to impress. You start doing things to express. You stop seeking validation. You start embodying your values. You stop explaining your path. You start walking it. And yes, sometimes people won't understand your silence. They may think you've withdrawn or given up, but that's okay. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be aligned with yourself. You are here to create a life that feels right in your soul, not just one that looks right to others. When you move in silence, you move with intention. You give the universe space to surprise you. The most beautiful things in life don't need an announcement. They reveal themselves quietly, like dawn breaking over the horizon. I want you to remember this. Confidence is not noise, it's energy. You can walk into a room, say nothing, and still shift the atmosphere. Because people may not always remember what you say, but they will always feel who you are. So the next time you feel insecure, the next time you want to prove your worth, stop. Go within. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I know who I am. I know what I bring. I trust where I'm going. You don't need to speak loudly when your soul already knows the truth. And maybe that's what real power is. Not needing to convince anyone, not even yourself. Just knowing. Just being. Just allowing. So as you continue this journey, my love, let your silence become your prayer. Let your calm become your magnet. Let your knowing become your strength. Because when you combine faith with silence, you become unstoppable. And if ever you forget this truth, come back to the affirmation we said together. I am guided. I don't need to prove anything. I simply allow. Say it again and again until you feel that peace rising within you. Because in that peace, confidence is born. In that peace, everything you need will quietly find its way to you. You know, I'd love to share something very close to my heart. Meditation and relaxation changed my life. Not because they made me do more, but because they taught me how to be more. I spent so many years trying, pushing, fixing, doing. I thought peace was something I had to earn, that calmness was a reward for working hard enough. But I discovered something beautiful. Within you there is a place of perfect peace. It has always been there. It's the part of you that remains untouched by chaos, unshaken by fear, unbroken by pain. And meditation, my dear, is simply the art of returning home to that place. Meditation is not about forcing the mind to be quiet. It's about relaxing enough to hear what's already quiet within you. So many people tell me, Louise, I can't meditate. My thoughts are too loud. And I smile and say, that's exactly why meditation finds you. The goal is not to erase your thoughts. It's to stop identifying with them. You are not your mind. You are the presence beneath the mind. You are the sky, not the clouds. When I sit down to meditate, I don't do it. I allow it. I sit in silence, close my eyes, and breathe. I remind myself, life supports me in every way. I don't have to control the river. I can float. That is the essence of meditation, to float, to trust, to let go of trying. You see, meditation is the art of trust. When you meditate, you are saying to the universe, I trust that I don't need to hold everything together. I trust that all is well even when I don't see it. And relaxation, oh, how misunderstood it is. So many people equate relaxation with laziness, but relaxation is not lazy. Relaxation is receiving. It's the highest energetic action you can take. When you relax, your body heals, your nervous system resets, your intuition awakens, and the universe finally has space to deliver what you've been asking for. Because as long as you're tense, you're resisting. And as long as you're resisting, you're blocking the flow. I want you to think of it this way. Every time you push too hard, you're telling the universe, I don't trust you. But every time you relax and breathe, you're whispering, I trust life. I trust my timing. I trust my path. And the moment you do that, something shifts, because miracles cannot enter a clenched fist. They can only rest in an open hand. So let's take a journey together. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a gentle breath in. As you breathe in, imagine peace entering your body. Soft, golden, warm. Let it travel down your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your belly. Feel it melting away all tension. As you exhale, release all resistance. Imagine that every worry, every doubt, every what if flows out with your breath, dissolving into the air. Breathe in peace. Breathe out resistance. And as you continue breathing, I want you to remember these words. Everything you need is already on its way. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. You only have to allow it. Just like a seed doesn't force itself to grow, it simply relaxes into the soil, trusting that the sun, the rain, and the earth will do their part. When you relax, you become like that seed, open, receptive, ready. Life begins to nurture you. Ideas start to bloom effortlessly. People show up at the right time. You find yourself in the right place without trying so hard to be. That's the magic of trust. That's the miracle of relaxation. When you enter meditation, imagine yourself stepping into a sacred space within. It's not far away. It's right behind your breath. That's where your higher self lives, always calm, always loving, always patient. That part of you never panics. It knows that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. When you connect with that space, you realize that you've never been lost. You were only distracted. So many people meditate to fix themselves. But my love, there is nothing to fix. You meditate to remember who you already are, whole, loved, and guided. Meditation is not about escaping the world. It's about coming home to your center so that you can meet the world with peace. And do you know what's so beautiful? The more you practice being still, the less effort life requires. You stop overthinking, and suddenly clarity arises. You stop forcing outcomes, and suddenly opportunities appear. You stop chasing people, and suddenly the right ones find you. That is what happens when you relax into divine timing. In this quiet, you'll hear whispers, gentle messages from your intuition. Slow down. This isn't for you. Try again. Trust this. Rest now. And the more you listen, the louder those whispers become. Until one day, you realize you don't need to ask for guidance anymore. You are guidance. You've always been connected to the source. You just needed to quiet the noise long enough to remember. So right now, take another breath. Imagine you're standing under a waterfall of golden light. It pours from above your head, washing away tension, fear, and old stories. Each breath carries you deeper into serenity. Each exhale brings release. Feel your body becoming lighter, softer, more open. Feel your heart expanding with gratitude. And now repeat softly. As I breathe in, I feel peace entering my body. As I breathe out, I release all resistance. Everything I need is already on its way. Say it again, slower this time. Let every word settle into your heart, because every word you speak with awareness becomes a command to your subconscious, and your subconscious shapes your world. This is not just meditation. This is alignment. When you sit in silence, when you rest in the now, you align your energy with the intelligence of the universe. And from that alignment, action flows easily. Creativity blossoms. Healing unfolds. You begin to live from inspiration instead of obligation. I want you to remember this truth. Peace is not something you find, it's something you allow. You don't have to chase calmness. You have to stop chasing everything else. Let the noise fade. Let the tension soften. Let your soul breathe. And if your mind wanders during meditation, that's okay. Gently bring it back with love. Don't scold it. Just say, come back home. Because every time you bring your awareness back to your breath, you are training your mind to return to peace. Meditation doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for presence. And presence is where your power lives. Presence is where you meet God. So, my dear, as you go through your days, remember to pause, to breathe, to relax. Remember that stillness is not empty. It's full of answers. Remember that relaxation is not waste. It's wisdom. And remember that the more you trust and surrender, the more miracles flow toward you. Let today be the day you stop trying so hard and start allowing. The universe has been waiting for you to relax, because only then can it deliver what you've been asking for all along. Well, let's talk about something truly magical. The unseen power that continues to work for you even as you rest. Most people think healing and transformation only happen when we're awake, thinking, doing, or striving. But the truth is, some of the most powerful healing happens while you sleep. As you drift into rest, your conscious mind, that busy, logical, controlling part, finally steps aside. And when it does, the subconscious takes over. As you sleep, your subconscious mind accepts your dominant thoughts. That means whatever you hold in your heart before you close your eyes becomes the seed your subconscious will water all night long. You see, the mind never sleeps, only the body does. The conscious mind rests, but the subconscious mind works 24 hours a day. It listens, it absorbs, it creates. It arranges the circumstances of your life according to the thoughts you feed it. And that's why the last 30 minutes before sleep are sacred. They are the gateway to your inner garden. Whatever you plant in that time will grow roots while you dream. So many people go to bed with anxiety. They lie awake thinking about what went wrong, what they fear, what they lack. And without realizing it, they're programming their subconscious to repeat those same conditions the next day. But you, my dear, can choose differently. You can turn those last 30 minutes into a sanctuary of faith. You can teach your subconscious to work for your peace instead of your pain. Here's how. Before bed, dim the lights, slow your breath, and place your hand on your heart. Feel your heartbeat. That's the rhythm of life itself. Then say softly, I trust life completely. Everything I desire is already on its way. I am safe. I am guided. I rest in divine order. Feel the meaning of those words. Don't rush them. Let them sink into your body like warm honey flowing through your veins. And then begin to visualize, gently, lovingly, playfully. See yourself already living the life you desire. See yourself walking through the home you dream of, laughing with the people you love, moving through your days with ease and abundance. Don't worry about the details. Just feel the joy, the calm, the gratitude. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion. When you feel it, you send a command to your inner world. This is real for me. And while you sleep, that command is received. Your subconscious begins its work, quietly, intelligently, perfectly. It organizes coincidences, nudges your intuition, arranges meetings, opens doors. It becomes your silent assistant, orchestrating life behind the scenes. You may wake up one morning and suddenly have a new idea, a new opportunity, or a sudden moment of clarity. That's not luck. That's the result of your nighttime creation. Think of your subconscious as a gardener and your thoughts as seeds. Each night before bed, you have the power to decide what grows in your garden tomorrow. You can plant seeds of faith, peace, and prosperity, or you can plant seeds of worry and fear. The garden doesn't judge, it simply grows whatever you plant. So tonight, when you close your eyes, make sure you're planting what you truly want to see blossom. Whisper your affirmations. Feel gratitude. Visualize your dreams as though they are already here. And then, let go. Don't watch the soil. Don't dig up the seed. Just trust that it's growing in perfect timing. And this brings us to something so important, something that changes everything once you understand it. Letting go of doubt and trusting the universe. You see, doubt is not the enemy. It's a signal. It's the part of you that has forgotten your connection to the source. When you doubt, you're not really doubting life. You're doubting yourself. But here's the truth. The same intelligence that moves the stars, that paints the sunset, that makes the heart beat, that intelligence lives in you. And when you remember that, you stop doubting and start allowing. Every time you let go of control, you make room for miracles. Control is fear in disguise. It says, I don't trust life to take care of me. But surrender says, I know life is taking care of me even now. Everything I need to know is revealed to me. Everything I need comes to me. When you truly live in that knowing, anxiety fades and grace takes its place. It's not about giving up. It's about giving over. Giving over your worries to a higher wisdom. Giving over your fears to love. Giving over your timing to the perfect rhythm of the universe. You stop pushing the river and start floating with it. And you'll notice something. The moment you stop forcing, things begin to move faster, smoother, more harmoniously. Because life loves a relaxed heart. When you believe that everything is working out for your highest good, you move into alignment with the divine order. You no longer need to manipulate or rush. You simply trust that what belongs to you cannot miss you. You know that the doors that close are simply guiding you to better ones. You begin to see that every delay is protection, every detour is direction, and every ending is a new beginning in disguise. That's what happens when you release control. You trade anxiety for serenity. You trade struggle for flow. You trade fear for faith. You stop asking, when? And start affirming, now. Because in truth, all creation happens in the now, and faith allows you to experience it before it appears. So tonight, before you drift to sleep, breathe deeply and say this with me. I release control and trust life to unfold perfectly. I move with the flow of the universe, not against it. As you say these words, imagine your entire body softening. Imagine every cell smiling in relief, whispering, finally, we can rest. Because when you rest, your energy becomes magnetic. When you trust, your vibration becomes open. And when you're open, the universe can finally deliver what you've been asking for all along. So, my dear, let this be your ritual, not just tonight, but every night. Don't go to sleep with fear. Go to sleep with faith. Don't close your day in worry. Close it in gratitude. Let your last thoughts before sleep be loving ones, trusting ones, peaceful ones, because the subconscious hears every word, feels every emotion, and responds to every belief. If you can make peace your final thought, peace will greet you in the morning. If you can make love your last feeling, love will surround you when you wake. And if you can whisper one sentence before drifting into dreams, let it be this. I trust life completely. I rest in divine order. Because the truth is, even while you sleep, the universe never stops working for you. And now, as we come to the end of this time together, take a deep, loving breath. Feel your heart open a little wider. Feel your shoulders soften. When you trust, life opens its arms. Everything you've been waiting for begins to align the moment you stop forcing and start flowing. The pieces you once tried to control now find their perfect places effortlessly. The right people, the right timing, the right opportunities, all of it arrives when your heart is at peace. When you are silent, you can finally hear your soul. When you are still, you remember that you were never lost. And when you let go, you become the vessel through which miracles move. There is nothing missing, nothing broken, only life rearranging itself to serve your highest good. So as we close, repeat softly with me. I trust myself. I am guided by peace. I am in the perfect place at the perfect time, and all is well in my world. Let these words wrap around you like light. Trust the flow of life, my love, and life will always carry you exactly where you are meant to go.
Thank you so much for listening and supporting my show. If you have any questions or any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear your ideas, and I'm so excited to connect with you.